Hey photographers, how are you? I hope everything is well for you. Certainly many videographers and photographers often find themselves in situations where they need a larger screen than what their cameras provide. I too frequently experience this need, especially when shooting videos. Wouldn't it be great if we could fulfill this need using our smartphones or tablets? If you're curious about how this is possible, let's dive in. The need for an external monitor is often driven by the desire to have a larger screen for better visibility, improved clarity, and added conveniences. While it could be considered a preference for photography, it frequently becomes a necessity when shooting videos. External monitors vary in features and prices, depending on whether they are used for recording or not. The idea of using a smartphone as a monitor is quite appealing. Smartphones typically come with large, high-quality screens and are something we always carry with us. Those with Android phones have had this solution available for a while. However, iPhone users like myself couldn't use their phones as monitors until the release of iOS 17. Today, let's explore how to connect our iPhone or iPad running on the iOS operating system to our camera. We'll assess how practical this solution is. To be able to perform this operation, first and foremost, you'll need a phone or tablet with iOS 17 installed. Ideally, this device should have a USB Type-C output, otherwise you'll require an adapter. It's worth mentioning that I don't have such an adapter, so I can't try it with a phone, but my tablet meets these requirements perfectly, so I'll proceed with the operation using the tablet. Secondly, you'll need a USB HDMI capture card, which is available at reasonable prices in the market. I'll leave a link to an example below, but you can find many different models through research. If you've acquired a USB Type-C adapter, you won't encounter any issues, but if, like me, you've got one with a USB Type-A, standard USB end, you'll need to convert it to Type-C using an adapter. I currently have an hub that I use to connect external drives to my tablet, and it has an SD card reader and USB ports. You can easily find similar products on the market, or you can opt for a simple adapter. You'll also need an HDMI cable. I obtained a cable with a micro HDMI end, which matches the output of my X-T5 camera. You should choose an HDMI cable of the appropriate length for your camera's HDMI output type and the distance you plan to use. Lastly, you'll need to download an application that will transmit the image using all of these components. For this, you can use the free CamX-usb camera application, which works on both phones and tablets, or the free Genki Studio application, which is only available for tablets. I'll provide the links to these applications in the description. Let's continue with the CamX app since it offers more features. It's time to make the connections now. First, connect one end of your HDMI cable to the HDMI port on your camera. The other end should go into the HDMI input on your USB capture card. Now, you'll need to connect the USB end of the capture card to your phone or tablet. Use the appropriate adapter for this, and in my case, I'm connecting it to my tablet. When you launch the CamX application on your tablet or phone, if you haven't made any mistakes in the connections, you should see the image coming through. If you're not getting an image, please double check the connections. Sometimes completely powering off and on your tablet or phone can also help. When you do these steps, like me, you should be receiving an image from your phone or tablet. Our main topic isn't about this, but let's briefly discuss what you can do with the CamX software. When you open the application, you'll see the image from your camera's LCD screen displayed one-to-one. To access the application settings, simply tap the screen once. In the top left, there's a scale to adjust the screen brightness, and in the top right, there's a scale to control the audio levels. At the bottom row, on the far left, there's a camera icon. Tapping this allows you to capture a photo of what the camera sees at that moment. If your camera's HDMI output info display is turned off, only your framing will be visible on the screen, so you can capture the photo directly on your tablet or phone. However, Please note that the photo's resolution will be limited to the maximum resolution provided by the software, typically 1920 x 1080 pixels. The primary purpose is not to capture photos in this way, but to obtain quick images that can be used for web content. Right next to it is the video recording button. You can adjust the settings for the video to be recorded by tapping on the USB port icon on the right. In the menu that appears at the top, you can select the device currently displaying the image. This implies that if you connect multiple devices through a hub, you can capture images separately from each of them. In the second place, you choose the format. There are two options, 420V and 420F. Without going into too much detail, 420 represents the color sampling. My camera supports a maximum of 422, so 420 isn't a bad choice for recording video with this software. The letter that follows represents a setting found on the X-T5 camera, indicating the video data level. If this letter is F, the recording is in a range from 0 to 255, and if it's V, it's in a range from 16 to 235. I chose F for this. Below that, you have the option to select the resolution. The highest resolution here is Full HD, which is 1920 to 1080 pixels. Just below that, you can choose the frames per second. With the cables and hubs I'm using, the highest setting is 30 FPS. However, the application's instructions mention that with a USB 3 hub and a video capture card, it's possible to achieve 60 FPS. The below option lets you toggle audio recording on and off during video capture. The next option allows you to rotate the screen image by 90, 180, or 270 degrees. The following option enables a mirrored image of the screen. At the very bottom, you can choose whether to include the system sound from your tablet or phone in the video recording. In the Settings tab, you have options for device reload, reset, enabling or disabling, the auto hide menu feature, user instructions, contacts information, sharing, and rating. The only thing we haven't looked at in the menu at the bottom are the three circular icons. When you tap on these, you can adjust screen brightness, contrast, and saturation. You can also zoom in on the image. It's worth noting that the settings in this menu only affect the tablet or phone's display and do not impact the photos or videos taken by the camera. In conclusion, using your tablet or phone as a large monitor is now possible. The CamX-usb camera application gives us more and even allows us to save photos or videos on our device. What can we say? Thank you, iOS 17. Thank you, CamX-usb camera application. Until we meet again, bye for now.